Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 10 Minutes with Kusha, the only show where we blend facts, sarcasm, and suppressed truths into a nice spicy cocktail. The Department of International Relations will definitely not want to serve in Parliament. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you'll notice that I'm in a different location. Well, actually, I'm in a Gautrain bus, and that is because I was traveling, so please don't mind the background. Just bear with it for today because I had to shoot a podcast in Sandton. But nonetheless, today, boy oh boy, we're talking about begging. Yes, South Africa is officially begging the United States for mercy after tariffs of up to 31% are said to hammer our exports like a diesel truck on a pothole-ridden N1. And why? Because our government thought antagonizing the West while dancing to Cold War communism and singing Kill the Boer was somehow diplomatic. Well, genius, Ramaphosa, genius. Well done. So here's the scoop. According to News 24 and a number of media outlets, South Africa is scrambling to delay sanctions from the US scheduled to kick in on July 9, 2025. These tariffs should or could decimate our exports from vehicles, auto parts, citrus, steel, aluminium, you name it. Basically everything we still manage to manufacture without rolling blackouts or union protests. You'll ask why? Because the Americans under the revived Trump doctrine have had enough. Enough is enough. You want to do business with us? Start acting like allies, not as hostile Marxist fanboys. And now we're sending trade envoys to Washington with PowerPoint presentations and hopefully smiles asking, can we maybe iron out a better deal? Maybe 10%. That's what Mcebisi Jonas will be trying to do. Now, let's rewind the tape, shall we? Remember that failed White House meeting between Ramaphosa and Donald J. Trump. So we'll all remember it because of how horrid it was, It was filled with cabinet ministers saying that racism is not only happening, or well, crime is not only happening to white people, it's happening right across. And after saying crime is happening right across, we say, please invest. Which sane person is going to say, I'm going to invest in a country riddled with crime like South Africa? Now, they tried to mend economic bridges and the rest, blah, 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 blah. Nonetheless, the bottom line is the president never actually mentioned or said he was against, the chant kill the Boer. He never mentioned that. He never said it. And in fact, just went on this whole thing of, well, look, we'll look into it, but we don't support this. But in actual fact, he never condemned it. Now, let's look at land grabs. Cyril pulled a classic ANC move, denial deflection, and then a press release blaming colonialism. Bravo! You can't insult your trading partners, accuse them of imperialism, sing songs about murdering farmers, then be shocked when they slap tariffs on your exports. That's not foreign policy. That's foreign hostility. I mean, so many questions were raised from Kill the Boer to land grabs. Let's talk about the real elephant in the room. South Africa's racial laws. Sorry, empowerment policies have created a legal framework where being white automatically disqualifies you from jobs, contracts, and funding. It's like being a citizen but with fewer rights than your gardener. Now, BEEA, add any number of acronyms to those 140 racial laws, whites stay out. We've built a bureaucratic apartheid system in reverse, and then we act surprised when Western investors look at us like we're high on leftover ANC pamphlets. Imagine pitching free market cooperation while you're banning minorities from doing business based on skin tone. That's not just, that's unethical. It's economic suicide. Let's not forget the classic hit from the EFF's greatest hit album, Kill the Boer, It's been defended as a liberation song, which is ridiculous. But let's be honest. It's hate speech with a catchy beat, and you can't scream about genocide in song, then cry foul when foreign governments start asking questions about human rights and investor safety. Maybe the US took note. Maybe they realized if our leaders can't even condemn threats against their own citizens, why should American businesses feel safe investing here? Fair question. Let's look at, you know, alienating the West. Let's talk about our new besties, China, Russia, Iran, and Venezuela. Countries that we've got trade deficits with that run into billions of dollars versus the Western countries like America and the rest, where it's actually a trade surplus. We host sanctioned Russian warships, we sing with Hamas, and then clutch our pearls when the US trade rep says, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, international relations is just getting worse when you look at where South Africa currently stands. And there's no way of putting it, but I do think Trump has got a point when he says American companies should be exempt from PE because that is a form of a tariff against them. So South Africa will be trying to negotiate a better tariff agreement and are asking the US to give them extra time to extend this to about the 30th of July and give them extra time. We'll wait to see what happens, but I don't see any heroes coming out of the story. South Africa could lose 35,000 jobs in the automotive sector due to these tariffs and a number of things like BE. So bad days are coming. ANC is still going to beg some more. Welcome to South Africa. Well, that's it for me. And sorry about the background, but it was an impromptu video and something that we had to shoot because of where I am at the moment. So, yep. Till next time. Bye.